20
like.
minutes.
All right.
It's Hot937, Hot937.com. These guys started talking a long time ago.
I know, we used to.
Y'all are neighbors and everything, so y'all know each other.
Yeah.
Farmington, we have to pay taxes, man.
That's
you know?
right. She brought me cookies.
I did.
I remember that.
You know, wait,
I remember that.
Okay, so you see the cast, right?
Yeah, I was like, what happened?
So I really was gonna make cookies for you, but I'm so handicapped right now. Do you realize I can't stir? I can't do anything. Screwed up everything.
Crazy.
But I do have a fighter's cast. This is like a true fighter's
I know. Look
cast.
at that. Yeah, like you broke your hand in a boxing match.
I know, I haven't. But are you thinking about ever doing like female boxing stuff? I mean, I know you're heavy into boxing.
There's some really talented female fighters out here, actually.
Oh, I know there is, yeah.
Yeah. She actually fought one of her, I forgot her name. What's her name?
She was on the air with us.
Yeah, she was on the air with us. She's no joke.
Yeah, she actually fought in Foxwood.
Yeah, she's no joke.
Fight. She did what Billy did last fight.
Now, 50, how do you go about finding talent? Because there's a lot of fighters everywhere, in every hood, in every city, there's a fighter. How do you go about that?
I use guys like I got matchmakers and people involved in the process that have been watching the younger talent and through the amateurs. They're aware of all of their actual fights and who's who. Because some of them, there's a separation. There's some real talent out there that you see clearly they pull away from the pack. And, you know, to go ahead and get them from those really early stages, you use that guy that's been watching all of that. And then the other established talent that's there is just when they're free out of contract that you can go ahead and get in.
It's funny, we were talking about boxing, and I said, I don't understand how two men who don't have beef with each other, like you didn't step on my shoes and ruin my shoes, right? Get into a ring and like beat the crap out of each other.
Well, it's easy because the other man is trying to take away everything that makes you comfortable.
That's what Buck said. He was like, it's about money. I'm like, I still, like, how do you punch someone in the face unless you like really just don't like them?
It's easy.
Really?
You gotta look. Wait, he's trying to make sure I can't take care of my kids. He's trying to make sure. That's actually what I said.
So you're brainwashing yourself, really?
No, that's why I tell Floyd walk into the ring on the Ortiz fight.
What do you say?
I said, yo, don't be nice to him. You try to make sure you can't feed your kids. And the reason why I said that is because it was too comfortable. It was too nice. The whole process.
Right.
Like everybody was like, you know,
too nice. That's how I mean. Like
no, the fighters were too nice. Like there was no.
I hate you.
Like
nah,
Mike Tyson's Mean Street used to have.
Like your mama jokes or nothing. Nothing.
It just was whack. Like the whole time, like, look, don't go in there comfortable with him biting like that. Look, he's trying to make sure you can't take care of this and all this other stuff. Then he get in attack mode before you actually take off into the fight. And as soon as the boy's not protecting himself, and you're supposed to protect yourself at all times, you knock him out.
It's crazy right there. I told Nancy I've been to enough nightclubs, I've seen enough fights, so I understand how people can do that.
Well, yeah, but in nightclubs, like someone stepped on your shoes. I'm mad, but like you know.
Nightclub is different. Everybody.
Yeah, man.
Everybody right.
So it's funny. Like we were just talking about how many guys in the business who now have like their own enterprises. Like Jay-Z's into sports agency, and you got Usher part owner, you got Nelly part owner, you have you into the boxing. Is that like a whole trend? Are you guys like trend setting for the rest of the people?
You know
what are you
doing?
doing?
I think the decision to go into sports management was there for a long time. You know, that interest in Jay's case, and he was actually working on that behind the scenes quietly. Like before they announced everything that's going on, like I had when they were going to do that a while ago. You know, so it's interesting, and I think that it'll be successful there. It's been successful everywhere else. You know.
Do you think that people in like the money people look at rappers differently right now when they see you doing that thing?
Well,
they see
they
other
look
people
at
doing
us
that.
as a trio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They look at and just accomplishing different things in business away from create a portfolio of things to say you can actually do it.
Will you diversify? Will you go outside of boxing? Will you get like a sports agency license like Jay did and maybe go into baseball or basketball?
No, I don't really have interest in all of those sports. Like not
Football.
everything's there. I don't.
No?
It's not going to turn into all of us are in sports and we all.
What about modeling agency? Because you got Tattali, you got an eye for some talent, man.
You know what?
You got an eye for talent.
I know that you need the coolest thing around you. You got to stand next to the fire to keep warm. So when you actually get when you get ready to shoot the music video, you need the new face, the new energy.
Tattali, how did you get involved with 50? How did that happen?
Through mutual friends we have, working together.
Yeah.
Tatted Up Holly and I were talking, and I'm soon to be called Tatted Up Nancy because I'm thinking about a second tat, just because I have to equal it out. You said you started getting them at 14.
Yeah, I was really young actually,
rebelling.
rebelling.
Rebelling. What was your first tat?
I actually had like a butterfly real low so my mom wouldn't see it. But
nice.
Can we see that? Where that?
Nice, Buck.
She ended up seeing it. It was really bad.
Oh no. Like, were you grounded at 14? Like, what'd she do?
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't even have a cell phone, no computer, no social, nothing.
Oh, that totally sucks. So you're hosting 50's birthday party.
Yes.
So how did you hook up? Like, how'd you meet her?
Well, the mutual friend, the guy in my radio department, in my office, introduced me to somebody that, because I heard about it in 3-4 different conversations, different circles of people, and I'm like they keep saying she hot, and I'm like, well then what? Let me put it on in something before it actually. Let me catch the motherfucker before it take over.
Basically,
before it take over without me, you keep hearing it 2 or 3 times.
Basically.
Now, 50, your team has to have an eye for talent because you've seen girls all over the world. So when they say she's hot, what was your first? When you first saw, what did your first thing you said?
I'm
you're like,
I'm a little desensitized.
I know you. I know.
You know what I'm saying?
What are you saying? You can't tell a pretty girl now?
No.
I'm
saying I've seen so many different things, the representation of different codes and standards of beauty that you look and go, oh, okay. Now I see what you were saying. Because when you say this woman is gorgeous, in the next room, what is she? Is she gorgeous like your traditional model? Mm-hmm. Is she gorgeous like the full size, or the woman that they would put in the vixen space is more curvy than they would say is sufficient for modeling in those other fronts? But that is, if who's saying it to you would determine what they're actually, what's outside the door. Because I got people that I work with, they're saying she's hot, that wouldn't actually say like so many Victoria's Secret models are hot.
So it's like beauty in the eye of the beholder. It's different for everybody.
Yeah. So then when you say it, but when you hear it consistently with people who pick different things, like it's like what exactly is Buck's preference? So if you're around and you see him look at certain things, like
feet.
I like pretty feet.
Well, whatever it is,
and
then you got somebody else saying it, and you're doing other things, and somebody else, you hear it again, and you're like, who is? So then bring so I can see her, so we can talk to her and see what we can do.
That's crazy. We're talking about like she's not even here.
Right.
I know.
How do you feel here, 50, talking about you like that?
I'm honored. Like, so many things has been coming up for me so fast that I just don't even know how to accept it. I don't know how to talk about it. It's just like whatever happens. I'm just ready for it.
Are you nervous to host a party with 50 for his birthday? It's a big thing,
Yeah, with him, but I host at home all the time.
Oh, okay.
But it's not really, this is really big for me. Everybody's like, congratulations, I know you're working with him. People's coming up to me that I don't even know. And they're like, let's take a picture. And I'm like, with a hot dog, like, okay. I'm so regular, like, it's unbelievable.
If people want to see you, and how can they look at you on the Instagram? What's the address?
On Instagram, I'm Tattali, TATTEDUPHOLLYYY with an underscore. And on Twitter, it's Tattali with 3 Ys.
All right. At 50 now, a lot of people, like, when you announced this fight on Instagram and social networks, I've seen a lot of comments saying, why Hartford? Why Connecticut? Now, what's the answer to that?
Well, I mean, Hartford has a boxing history here, too. And, at the same time, I haven't seen, real big events or a lot of things coming to Hartford because they're going to Foxwood and these other places around it. And I wanted to do it right there. Like, for me, particularly, Hartford is an area that I came to right after New York City. And when I came and seen a response to my actual music, because they're so in tune with the actual culture that they knew everything. This is not even on the radio. It's all underground material.
I know.
And they were aware of this. So it made me really like being out here, particularly.
And that's why I have the house. I mean, you know.
Later, the house came. I came out here to do a big show, like a summer jam.
You announced it on stage.
And I said, I want to live out here. And then I realized that the actual place was available, so I just bought it.
That's so crazy that you got that. That really is kind of a crazy situation. So 50 and I were talking off the air about relationships. It was so funny because I said, I think it's really hard to stay friends with your exes.
Yeah.
Right.
And Holly, you were saying that you're friends with like all of them.
Not all of them. I hate one.
Oh,
but that's the one that she was emotionally attached to.
Right.
That's the one that talk a lot.
So 50, can you stay friends with exes? Because I have a really hard time because I feel if you don't open up the space, you won't meet someone new.
You may need time between you and that actual person, so that they can set their lives up, and like kind of have something else that they're invested in, so they're not. Because a lot of times, what I've experienced is I'll move out of the situation, and maybe the person is asking me to move out of the situation, but then they feel differently about it and start saying other things, and I got to give them time to go and create something else, and then we can communicate again, because I'm not going backwards.
Right.
I feel like you both have to give each other that place. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a boyfriend, a new boyfriend, and you have a new girlfriend, and they both know, like, listen, you know, we didn't break up in bad terms, you know, because we're friends.
Just in process.
Yeah.
When you meet someone, all you're really looking for is friendship.
It's true. Because the best ones start as friends.
No, but just friendship in general. I don't know what else you can offer. Like, I think when you can identify with someone's imperfections, then you actually know who they are.
And it takes time.
Yeah, it takes time to do that. And once you actually become friends with a person, it's an interesting cycle, because all the investments are lopsided. Meaning, if the woman is investing more emotionally in it than you are, she hates you afterwards.
Holly.
or she has
I
that.
do not agree. No.
It goes both ways, though, because it could be the man that's so emotionally involved in it that when it doesn't work anymore, they begin to resent you for not having the ability to be with you.
It sucks too, because you're so high profile. Everybody gets pictures with whoever you're with at the time, so you never have any privacy. You never can do anything on low. It seems.
Right. Well, look. Even in conversation right now, when you have someone around you that they don't know why they're around you, they assume it's because you. Yeah.
He said.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
You right.
Yeah,
so the bottom line is, somebody's getting knocked out at the convention center, and then you're gonna call somebody and make love after that.
Hey.
Relationship and get knocked out. That's what we're doing here.
Who knew I'd be talking relationship with 50?
Right.
I'm
not really good at that.
You're not really good at talking relations or being in relationships?
Well, being
being in them or talking about them? I mean, you know, but it's so funny, because everybody says if you're not in one, you're not successful. But I think you learn from everything that you go through.
Even the content and the lyrics of my music reflect different points or different things that I'm experiencing. Because I think a woman's a reflection of a man. I think if she's smarter than him, she reflects him being secure with that. I think if she earns more than him, it reflects him in how he actually feels about that part. Because you could have a guy that has a woman that earns a lot more than him, and he ends up destroying her on a mental level because she's ahead of him in that actual
That's tough for a guy to do.
So yeah, at some points it's interesting. So like when you do, but she's still a reflection of a man. Like if you look at, let's use the example of the president and his action. When Michelle was previously Obama's mentor at one point.
Yeah, right.
She would live and die another intelligent black woman without any significance. If it wasn't in connection to Obama becoming president, she wouldn't be the first African-American woman of America.
Right.
And that would definitely, forever be remembered in the experience. So if she helped him come up to space, if he created a partner, someone who uses a soundboard that he respects her opinion enough to ask her, like again, everything else that's going on, yeah, but let me see what she thinks too.
It's interesting. Carrie Hilson gave me the best advice. She said, find someone that's equally yoked with you, like so that you're equal together. You know what I mean? And I think that she was like, I just don't want to mess with just anybody. What can they expect at this fight? Like, what are they? When they go to a fight, what are they going to expect to see there? Are they going to see you like front and center? Like,
yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there in the area where they set apart some tickets. Like the people who bought tickets for like $150 or $100, I was trying to keep it where they didn't overspend.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So actually, like I've been places in early periods of my life where I went to really enjoy myself, and because I enjoyed myself, when I got back, it wasn't fun. You know what I mean? So I wanted to make sure if they paid for a ticket that was $150 or $100, it would
and they can hang out with you?
get them admission to the after party.
What do you want to have people take away from having a fight here in Hartford?
Well, just I want them to enjoy the excitement. We're bringing it to Hartford because it's obviously a special place for me. You know what I mean? Coming out here, like just having a connection to actually, again, this music culture bringing me here.
Well, I remember when you came in your bus, and I went running out my high heels, and I had, like, it was one of your mixtapes.
Yeah.
It was before Wankster even came out. I was like, 50, will you sign this? It was so funny.
It's funny, because every artist compares, they want to do what you do. They say, they come to Connecticut because we want to do what 50 did. Yeah. We know he started in the streets. I can tell you, artist after artist who say that to me, whatever 50 did, I want to start
do that and go grind up. You got to come from the ground up, but when you got, see, that process for me is easy. Like I just go to work. I stay working. You see me active now, but when you actually put the material out and you're not sure that or what's going on. So I'm coming here thinking I have to impress these people with my performance tonight for them to actually begin to like me. And when I get here, they know everything that I'm saying. That's what made me my connection to Hartford. It made like that first. I'm thinking that very first night, but I got to impress them with what we actually doing. They ain't gonna know who we are. And we get here and we do it, and they know every word. I'm looking like, I want to go back there. Yeah, like if we go there, we do that again.
I do remember you at Stage East, and everybody was in the corner like, everybody be careful! Yeah. When you first came out here, it was crazy. There's such a buzz, you know? Because your mixtapes were just crazy here. Yeah, everybody.
It's interesting how certain areas collectively that they are real in tune with everything that's going on, like the newer things within the culture. They're listening to it and they make the decisions. They know what's going to work and what's not going to work, or there's no reason why everybody was able to listen to it and know it.
Yeah, and people are still loyal to you, like mad out here. Like they'll, you know, you put out a new song and new music, and they get it, you know. But plays it and people love it, you know.
50, thanks for coming by, man. Take over the whole station for the rest of the day. You're going to be with us, man, talking to Jenny, talking to Big Man, talking to Fresh, talking about this big fight going down July 5th. Hartford, we got something big happening. We always say we don't have a pro team, we don't have this, we don't have that. Now we got big time boxing coming to Hartford.
That's right.
I love it. And oh, happy birthday to the cancers out there. I'm July 4th.
I'm the 6th.
You're the 6th. Shout out to all the cancers. I just want to say that.
And then at 12 o'clock, it's my birthday.
Thanks, 50. Next time you come, I hope I get this off, and I'll make you some cookies next time.
All right.
Next time around.
All right. I know it's going to be off. I'm going to come back. I want my cookies.
I'll give you your damn cookies. And nice meeting you, Holly. Nice meeting you.